Hey everyone, my name is Ellie Waters, and in today's video I'm going to talk you through how to get a grade 8 or 9 in your GCSE history. So originally I got a grade 8 in history, but I got it remarked because I was 2 marks off of a 9 and it went 7 marks up, so I got a solid 9, so I'm really happy about that. So in today's video I want to talk you through the strategies that I did and the revision techniques to get those good grades, because I'm going to say right now, GCSE history was definitely my hardest GCSE by far, just because there was so much content and it was almost like a GCSE just trying to learn how to answer the question properly, because I'm not a naturally gifted essay person, so just trying to learn how to answer the question appropriately was difficult in itself. So it's definitely not an easy ride, so if you want those top grades you need to start revising the content now and practicing now, but I'll talk you more through that in the video. My first piece of advice is to use mind maps. For any other subject I found mind maps did not help me, but in history they saved me because they helped me learn all of the different pieces of information, and even those little nitty-gritty those nitty-gritty details that most students won't know about, whereas mind maps help me include them and help me remember them so well. So I have 2 folders of mind maps. I have my Nazi Germany and medicine, and then I have my Anglo-Saxons and American West. So I have loads of mind maps in here. I think I easily made around 100 mind maps. So they were quite time consuming to memorize, but if you do say 10 mind maps a night following up to your exams and you keep revising them, then the information does really stick in your head. So how I revised them was that I had a central topic such as harrying of the North, which was part of the Anglo-Saxon topic. I had reasons, so I was able to just, rote learn what reasons, features, long-term consequences, immediate consequences. So it really helped me learn those nitty-gritty details, and having the subheadings to refer to allowed me to remember the information methodically. So I was able to tease out why it happened, what happened, and the significance. So I think they saved me, mind maps. They were just so good. Of course you can use other methods such as flashcards. For me, I found that it didn't help as much, but for you it could really be the best method for you. My next piece of advice is to use timelines. Timelines are so essential when revising history because you're essentially given a chunk of history and you have to remember the events relative to one another. So why one event caused another, what was the significance of another event compared to another. So it's really important that you learn the dates because you need to learn these events methodically and chronologically. So making a timeline and memorizing it is the best way to do that. So around a few weeks before the exam, I made a timeline and I literally just learnt it. And it really paid off because in the American West paper, I got a question that asked me to write a narrative account about the Plains Indian conflicts between the time span of 1955 to 58, I want to say. And of course, if I hadn't have learnt my timeline, then I probably would have started writing about an event that occurred outside of the time span. And of course, you lose a lot of marks when you do that. So please remember the dates because it is annoying, but it really does pay off. My next revision strategy is to use revision guides. So I was able to buy these revision guides through the school. I think I was able to buy these for around £2.50 each, so a real bargain, but that's because my school subsidised the price. But I think retail price, they're probably up to around £5. But they are so good because they have all the information right there and they have it in a very visual and cohesive form so that I can literally, let's see, pick out a topic, fighting cholera in London, and it just gives me all the information right there in plain bullet points, super easy to remember. Of course, you want to try and include these notes with the notes that you learn in class, because in class you'll learn a lot more in-depth detail about these things. This is just quite simple, but it does the job and it really helped me remember those topics that I was struggling to remember. My last piece of advice is to do reams of practice questions, because essentially just learning the history knowledge won't get you that far. You have to learn how to answer the question in an appropriate way, which will give you the marks, because there's a lot of different questions and different styles of questions. Some require judgment, some don't, some require statements, some require explanations, so there's reams to learn. So it's basically like a GCSE in itself, just learning how to answer the actual questions. So practicing is so important, because to be able to, it's one thing to be able to just reel off your knowledge, but to put it pen to paper whilst answering the question is another thing. So I definitely recommend going through past papers and dissecting the past papers and getting loads of different questions. So I did this using flashcards. So what I did was, so I have like the medicine topic right here. Let's let it focus. So I have the medicine topic right here. I have a question on it. So I state, so this one is, explain one way in which hospital care was different in the 13th and 19th centuries. Put how many marks it is, and then on the back I write a few key notes from the mark scheme, so that when I do the question I'm able to refer to this and see what points I'm missing. So this really helps, because you don't always want to do a full past paper. It can be quite tiring and time consuming, whereas literally going through the past papers and randomly choosing a question does really help, because then you can do a few questions rather than doing a whole past paper. So that's all the advice that I have to give you in this video. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video has helped you.